I'm Heyzeus, and this video is on a rather incredible trade banned inventory which not only has some insane skins in it, but reveals some interesting little tidbits about CSGO's colourful history. Now, mistakes. We all make them. Sometimes you forget to put the bin out, sometimes you have one too many to drink, sometimes we pronounce words wrong, and sometimes we get $500,000 worth of skins banned, like this guy did. Let me introduce you to Lukas Li, who is going to be the star of today's video because he has managed to get 147 Dragon Laws, 74 Medusas, and 104 Hows banned. You can see them down here. Now, I say it's $500,000 worth of skins. The reality is, this is so many skins that if you tried to sell them, you would crash the price. So, it's almost too expensive to value. That's how much stuff he's got here. Now, you might be wondering, who is this guy? You know, how did he get these skins? And what the fuck was he doing getting them banned? Well, that is an interesting question, and we're going to take a look. So, let's check out Lukas Li in his natural habitat. Now, as you can see, he's the D-Law man from Bremen, Germany. Don't worry about that, I don't think he actually is from Bremen. And you will notice some bizarre stuff about this account. Now, first of all, you'll notice that you can't see the trade ban. Now, don't worry about that, we'll get back to that later. Let's just look at the other features here. So, to begin with, he's level 7. Now, generally speaking, people with $500,000 worth of skins are a little bit higher than level 7. If you've ever checked out Stack's account, it's a little bit higher than that. And he also hasn't been online in ages. Last online, 248 days ago. Now, look at that, that's understanding. You know, maybe he lost motivation after his inventory got banned. But if we look at his game selection, I don't think he ever had that much motivation in the first place. I mean, he's only got 12.6 hours on Counter-Strike, and there's only 4 games altogether. One of those is Dota 2 Test, so that doesn't even really count. There's 0.1 hours on Dota and Worms Revolution for some reason. And also, not many friends, only 19 friends, fairly low-level friends. So, again, it's all a bit weird. There are lots of comments though, lots of Chinese people leaving comments for some reason. Let's translate this one. As a grandfather. Right. So, it's a pretty odd account, let's be real. And it's going to get even weirder when we check them out on Cisco Exchange. So, that's Lukas Li there at number 1 on the chart. The most expensive public inventory registered on the service. Joe, you gotta up your fucking game, man. You're being smashed here. Anyway, using Cisco Exchange, we can get a good idea of the sort of grisly details about what's happened with this account. So, first of all, just to get a sense of just how, you know, massive this inventory is, there is 46 factory new Dragon Laws that have been banned. There's also 49 factory new Hows, including 3 of them that are stat track, and we'll get back to those later. And there's also been only 11 factory new Medusas. Not quite as bad, relatively speaking. That's only like $17,000. That's small compared to the other things in this inventory. But what we can do with this collection is we can go into these item showcase sections on these skins and look at the history of these items. So, first of all, this is the last item to be added to this inventory, and you can see it was registered on Cisco Exchange on the 2nd of February 2017. So, what we know from that is that this account was probably trade banned at some point shortly after this date. Now, the other interesting thing you can see in item showcases is items like this Dragon Law. Now, this is going to take a moment to load. Basically, this thing has this enormous history. So it's been in all these different inventories, and that is a lot of different places. It's so many that you would almost assume there is some sort of bug here. And the reason is, this Orb Dragon Law has been duped a whole bunch of times. There's probably about 30 of them floating around, and this thing here records all the histories of every single one of these duped Dragon Laws, and that's why we've got this enormous list of transactions full of all these famous faces. As you can see, there would be Phantom Lord, yes, the infamous Phantom Lord, the punchline to everyone's jokes. There's Roffle, you may have heard of Roffle. I believe Chili is in here somewhere. I'll stop if I see him. Maybe not. There's one more person at the top I want to show you. More Phantom Lord. I can't see Chili. Okay, but at the top we have Care. That would be the Care. That would be Mr. Joris. I just need a little percent Care. Now, if we just filter it down for the factory new stat track house, you'll see that all these are the same duped how. So as you can see, exact same float values. So you know it's the same skin, it's just being duped. There's some old bug people are able to exploit. I think if you pretended you're scammed, Steam support would recreate the skin. Very stupid idea. I don't know why Valve ever did that, but they don't do it anymore. So once again, as you can see, massive inventory history. Phantom Lord is all over this shit because he's cycling them through his gambling accounts. That's why it's showing up so much. There we go. There's Chili. I wonder if there's more Care here. No, I can't. Oh no, there he is. There's Care. There's more Care. Yeah, Care, Phantom Lord, shuffling skins back and forth between them as they gamble, as you would expect. Now, the duping isn't our main focus though. It's interesting, but it's not the main focus because this guy isn't actually a duper. He merely accumulated these skins, and we're about to see where he got them from. So, if we go down here and look at the item showcase for this Orc Medusa, you'll notice that skin came from Cisco Reaper. And if we go for this Orc Minimal Wear, again, you will notice that skin came from Cisco Reaper. And if we go for this Field Tested Stat Track How, again, you will notice the weapon came from Cisco Reaper. And if you go for this Orc Dragonlore Factory New, once more, this skin came from Cisco Reaper. Now, if we go up, you might notice this guy appears to be associated with VGO Reaper. I don't know what that is. I assume it's a VGO based successor to CSGO Reaper. Either way, it seems like there may be a few ties to CSGO Reaper here. And as far as I'm aware, based on what I've heard from the people I've spoken to, this was actually an account used by the owner of CSGO Reaper to stockpile skins made from the gambling website. Now, to go back to his profile, the reason it's a really Spartan profile is probably because it used to be a bot, and it's been converted into something slightly more human looking, probably for the owner to play a little bit of comp on and to flex his skins. Worms was probably bought to unlock the Steam market or something like that, or maybe he just liked it. And it also explains why it got banned. Because you see, in the past, a lot of gambling site owners would link all their bots together on the same phone number to unlock certain security restricted features. Now, they definitely don't do that now, and the reason for that is that when Valve would identify a gambling bot, they would ban all the accounts linked to that phone number, and that's how McSkillet got his inventory banned, by the way. He had it shared with a bot on his gambling website, and I'm almost certain that's what happened to this account. And part of the reason I'm so confident is that the trade bans associated with gambling sites aren't the public bans you can see on people's profiles. They're invisible shadow bans. They only show up if you try and trade with the account, and this account clearly has one of those shadow bans. $500,000 worth of skins has been left to rot, so it must be banned. But given there's no visible trade ban, it must be a shadow ban from being involved with gambling, and that makes perfect sense. I mean, we know this account is involved with CSGO Reaper, and the skins here have probably been lost forever just because of a shared phone number. I bet he's wishing he bought a second SIM card. And as a closing thought, I do wonder how much of this guy's net worth was tied up in this account, because he was probably making money at a very decent rate. I've heard he literally has a trade ban collection of souvenir Dragon Lores on a different account. So he was obviously doing very well out of CSGO Reaper, but sometimes when people find themselves suddenly making a lot of money, they don't make good decisions with that money, and when that money supply suddenly gets cut off, they can find that they've squandered their income. Like McSkillet is someone who found themselves in that situation. Darkside Phil, if you've ever heard of him, has made similar mistakes. Wings of Redemption, similar story, and it's something I'm mindful of when I run this channel, because I've seen a lot of people make horrible mistakes about how they handle their money, and I don't know how hard losing this account hit this guy. Maybe he's got millions stockpiled elsewhere, but it's also possible that a lot of his income went into this account. So I would treat it as a cautionary tale. Make sure you save, because you never know when the gravy train is going to run dry. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, massively appreciated. If you have any other trade banned accounts you'd like me to look at, let me know what they are. It could be interesting looking at some more. Otherwise, if you want to support this channel, there is a Skin Baron referral link in the description. Otherwise, Trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.